Let's talk about the charities you help.
Okay. Well, what we've been doing, me and my team, for years, for 21 years, you see all access, you see 24/7, but with all access and 24/7, they show what they feel that the people want to see. They don't show us feeding the homeless on the regular. They don't show us, it's a thing called, when you build a home for families. We build homes for families. We have Christmas toy drives. We do things like this on the regular to this day. But as long as God knows that we're doing our duties, that's what's important. We give back turkey drive, back to school, computers. And when we go back to Michigan, so it's extremely cold in Michigan, but we give back Vegas and Michigan. It's all about giving back, because they say if you give back, you shall receive.
Have you been doing this for 21 years, you said?
21 years.
Is that why you probably get frustrated at the press sometimes, because this is something most of us don't know about?
I look at things like this. Good press, bad press, just write about me. Keep me relevant. As long as my name is out there, I'm happy with that. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Because you gotta realize, when I go to an arena, whether the fans are cheering, you got fans that cheer, you got fans that boo. It doesn't really matter, because it's down to you and your opponent to decide who's going to be victorious.
I suppose with this charity you do, I suppose the sweetest feeling would be is somebody coming up to you and saying, Floyd, you helped me out 10, 15, 20 years ago. I don't remember that now. Do you ever get approached by any of them?
Actually, I got approached by a famous rapper, Young Thug, a famous rapper that's in the U.S. right now. He's known around the world, Young Thug. He's a rapper. And I can remember one time when I was going into a club, I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and he used to always see me. I give him $100 when he asks me for money. Give him $100. And then I see him now, he said, Floyd, you remember you used to give me $100? I said, yeah, but I'm proud of you now. I'm proud, that you didn't choose to do nothing stupid. You chose, you had a talent, you took that talent to the next level, and that's what it's about. Taking your talent to the next level. And if anybody in this room y'all got a dream, it's never too late. Go after what you believe in, Your mother or your father may not believe. But if you believe, go after what you really believe in. And that's what I did. I went after what I believed in, no matter what no one else said. I knew that when I first turned professional, I knew that when it was all said and done, I will be at the pinnacle in the sport of boxing, but I knew that it wasn't just going to happen overnight.
See, what I struggle with that is, you said you knew, but you've achieved something that nobody else has achieved. You own all of the rights to all of your fights. You retired, you've been in 49 fights. So how did you visualize that? Because nobody else has done that.
Well, 49 fights, what happened is this. I own all my masters in boxing, so I'm worth more than any fighter ever in the history of boxing.
Translated, which means every time you see it on TV, usually the promoters or TV companies own the rights for whenever you see his fight, so even a clip of his fight. And that's what happens to a lot of fighters, they don't own the rights to this. But Floyd bought all of those, so now
I never bought all of them.
You owned them?
Yeah, I didn't have to buy them.
Oh, you were negotiating from the off?
I'm just very, very smart once again. See, everybody else, I didn't have to buy anything.
How? There were some fighters out here.
I didn't have to buy anything, it's just that...
Fell on your lap.
Exactly. I cut my deals different from anyone else. See, a lot of times when these athletes, over here they call it football, but we call it soccer. They get the paperwork, they just give it to somebody. When you get the paperwork, you have to look over it. You have to give it to somebody else to look over it. And it shouldn't be signed in 2 or 3 days. If it takes 2 weeks, 4 weeks, take your time and make sure you get everything that you want to get. And you can't think about just right now. You have to think about 20 years from now, 40 years from now, when you start a family. So I knew that eventually I would start a family, and I think it's only right for my 2 daughters and my 2 sons to own my footage.
Would that be part of the reason why, because I'm quite sure a lot of promoters and TV companies were not very comfortable with you owning the rights to your own fights. So would that be the reason why you didn't box as many times a year as what you could have done?
Well, you look at any other fighter in the sport of boxing right now. I mean, when you're going out there competing, I'm going out there competing, and it's blood, sweat, and tears. Why shouldn't I own my own rights? I mean, I paved the way in the sport of boxing for the young fighters today to make the money that they're making. So, some want to work harder, I want to work smarter. Simple and plain. So what I did was I bought myself out my contract years ago. I bought myself out my contract because Bob Arum and Top Rank didn't want to let me be who I wanted to be. I wanted to speak out loud. I wanted to be a voice. But I didn't just want to be a voice. Everything that I spoke. I wanted to go out there and produce.
But were you not scared that they'd try and close doors on you when you did that? Because that's the industry we're in.
That's how the bad press came. The bad press never came until I left. Before when I was with the promoter, you know, everything was, you know, stories were written about me, it was great. But once I chose to leave and go on my own and be my own boss, that's when you got to hearing that basically this kid is this and this kid is that. And you hear so many different stories. I've done, like, no different from me. When I got locked away, when they talked about the domestic violence, I was like, okay, with me being a fighter, anytime something is brought up that has to do with conflict or physical bodily harm, I'm guilty. I'm guilty before I'm even given a chance. So, if they feel that, I'm saying, you would have seen pictures by now. Floyd done domestic, well, show me the pictures. That's all I ask. I done the time, you know. Y'all said that all I want is the photos. You can't show me no photos, then it is what it is. But, you know, I don't shy away from nothing. I talk about my life because nothing is perfect. And we all know God only made one thing perfect. And that's my boxing record.
Let's talk about that boxing record.